biggest problems we've got in the UK are the civil servants, who, even the politicians who, the odd initiative that is floated gets shot down because the civil servants do not want to see the change that we want to see. They want to keep the system and protect the status quo, protect the system. And I had this meeting with them around about the same time, and as I was sitting there, we used to say that some of the groups, like Families Need Fathers, were the sort of tea and jammy dodgers brigade. You know, you'd have your tea and your biscuits with government ministers and so on. And you think, God, I feel important and all the rest of it. You know, no. I went to this meeting, and I sat there, and the guy said to me, a civil servant said to me, you have to prove it's in your child's interests for them to see you. And I said to him, I said, if you want to be dangled by your ankles 70 feet up outside the window, you carry on, mate. And the other woman sitting there, a woman called Sally Field, who was head of this department, said, you know, the usual stuff, every case is different, you know, yada, 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 all the reasons we act in the child's best interest. But they say they're acting, I was saying this yesterday, they say they're acting in the child's best interest. Prove it. Show me. Where is the evidence? So I was saying yesterday about the tub of ice cream, where we know more what happens to the tub of ice cream once it's been sold. We know what happens to the children who have been through the court system, because nobody, certainly in the United Kingdom, has kept any records on the outcomes for those children. And so the meeting concluded with me sort of turning around and sort of saying, you know, I'll be back. A bit like Arnie. You know, I'll be back. I said, because I won't be skewered on a family law barbecue like the rest of them. I said, you know, once in a while, somebody comes along and says, this ain't happening. And I said, when I come back, there'll be 100 more behind me. I said, I will start the biggest campaign this country's ever seen. And we'll come back. And we did, and we showed a lot of people yesterday the 200 Father Christmases in the video who stormed the lobby of the Lord Chancellor's Department. And as we were rattling along past Parliament, on the way, it's a bizarre sight, 200 Father Christmases on an open-top bus. I rang her up and spoke to Sally. Sally, Matt O'Connor, Fathers for Justice. Oh, hi, Matt, how are you? Yeah, great. I said, do you remember that last meeting we had? I said, do you know when I said I'd come back with 200 people? I said, we should be there in literally about 2 minutes. So I'm just going to sort of just give you a little, this is a kind of little speech, a little thing about my philosophy, the philosophy that drives Fathers for Justice. But as I say, I've been so inspired here today, and it takes a lot to impress me. Yeah, I'm a very, don't suffer fools gladly. There's some people, Warren and Glenn and Tom here and stuff, there's some amazing people, some amazing talent in this country. We've got to harness this talent, this knowledge, this philosophy, and turn it into something that's mainstream. Because for my philosophy about it is we've had, you know, 6,000 years, whatever, of the family, the social unit of society. You know, 40 years ago, fathers were seen as pillars of the community even. Respected, valued, looked up to. Now, we're all demonised, we're a bit dodgy, deadbeats. I was doing some work in the last year with young offenders and charities and people who deal with children who are likely to or have become young offenders. And I went and saw one charity, and it illustrated to me the problems we faced. How the feminisation of NGOs and charities is actually contributing to the problem, not solving the problem. And when I spoke to this CEO, she was saying that, you know, the boys that they deal with are often, if the fathers aren't around, the mothers are often very critical of those boys because they see their ex-partner in those boys. So the boys start off with a bit chip on their shoulder, a little bit angry, they're brought up by women, they're taught by women, they have no male role model at all. And this was an absolutely enlightening occasion for me. Because I used to think maybe this sort of thing was a bit exaggerated. I thought maybe, surely no, this can't be happening. And we talked about doing something on Father's Day, and she said to me, well, we can't call it Father's Day, or Father's Day protest. And I thought, huh? I said, you've just said how terrible it is. These boys are growing up without their fathers. We've used the word father all the way through the meeting. I said, well, what do we call it? If we don't call it Father's Day. We said, well, can't we use the words positive male role models? Positive male role models day. I can't even say it. Positive male role models for justice. Doesn't exactly trip off the tongue, does it? And when you speak to some of the other people who work in this industry, these people are responsible for presiding over a social catastrophe, pretending that they're working to solve an issue, whilst at the same time absolutely fueling it. So if you speak to some of them, anybody can be a dad these days. It's fantastic. You know, not just an uncle or a new boyfriend, a brother. If you've got a bit of a butch aunt who's got a bit of facial hair, she can be a father figure. I'm just waiting to find out that you can buy a goldfish that's got fatherly qualities. So what's happened to dads? What's happened to father figures? What's happened to religion? You know, our Father. In the name of the Father. Yeah, in the churches, certainly in the United Kingdom, the main church, the Church of England, the name Father has all but been vanquished. If you go to christenings in the United Kingdom, the priests don't say, you know, they have the mother, they have the baby, but the priest won't say, well, where's the other chap? You know, that guy called Dad. They don't even ask the questions. You just have your hairy-faced aunt standing there, you know, as a positive male role model. I still can't say it. These are all things. I remember my first experience. I went to, when I was going through my divorce and separation, I went to see my local priest, Tim Hatwell. God bless him. He's about as much use as a poke in the eye with a blunt crucifix. Yeah, he'd christened my children, offered this, you know, social care, and I was looking for some help through the uncharted moral